Oh, hey. Listen, about Nats. I want to talk to you a little bit about Nats, all right?
Tell me about Nats.
We are actually, sorry, I kind of fell right there. We're actually going to go, and this is a Florida crew, right? This is a Florida crew.
Yeah, what's Nats?
We're called Banco Descontrolado.
That's right.
Okay? And
Can you translate that?
Yeah, we're our sandwich, an out-of-control sandwich.
Out-of-control sandwich?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Or an out-of-control piece of bread. This also seems good.
So we're a little bit sauced up right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, awesome. Flight number 101 with service to Los Angeles International Airport. Those overhead bin space, do reserve them for the carry-on such as rollerboards, large size duffel bag. Those personal belongings such as your purses, your backpacks, laptop bags, camera bags, do place those underneath the seat in front of you. Now when placing the rollerboards in the overhead bins, place them with the wheels or handles out.
This is the longest to-go order I've ever heard.
Ladies and gentlemen, do adhere to the 1+1 rule. That is, means one item underneath the seat, one item in the overhead bins. We ask that you adhere to that rule. This maximizes that overhead bins.
So what I was saying about Nats, so the thing is, we're going to win it. There's no prediction, there's no what ifs. We're just scumbags and we're going to win it. That's just how it works, you know. Testimonial right now. The time is 5:15. This is Thursday, November 27th, I think.
Sounds about right.
Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just pretty much the gist of it. This is what's going to happen. But how, you ask, is how it's going to happen. Well, fairly simple. We're all going to get into a massive fist fight. Yeah.
There's going to be no competitors left.
Everybody's going to be knocked out.
Yeah,
I'm going to be hiding under the table. That's when they announce the winner.
That's when they announce the winner.
Yeah.
Alex, can you concur with that?
I think it's good.
Those of you seated in a designated emergency exit room could be called upon opening exits in the event of an emergency. Take a moment to review the safety information card in the seat back pocket. If you're unwilling, or fearing yourself for bodily harm, from performing the functions described on that card, a crew member will be happy to reseat you.
That's it. We'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so we're finally checked in. We hated the room, so we upgraded to a suite thanks to my boy right here. Alex, you all know Zach, Choco Bros expert over here. We're all here, we're all checked in. I'll get you guys a better view later.
Now this is a private table, you know what I'm saying?
You know your boy, the Manderville man?
Oof. Yeah, dude.
Oof. He's laying down that Manderville for you. There you go. You've seen it now. Yeah, so we're all checked in. We're good. We're gonna get some food, play some games right here. Throw down. Perfect card table. Perfect card table for the rest of the night.
Yeah, we take all this stuff off.
next
Richie get whatever.
We'll just catch you up as the day goes, as the weekend goes by.
Nice.
Alright, we're here on game day. Everybody's ready. Andy's rocking his new shirt. Alex rocking his new shirt too.
Boom. Let's go.
I'm gonna take the wall. Look right here. Boom. NA championship. Square Enix this way. David. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
How's it going? Good on, guys. How you doing? Everyone's still here. I guess we're waiting. Got the one and only Max.
Man.
Max, what's up, Max?
What up? Am I faking it enough?
No.
Am I faking it?
And right there is where I stopped recording. I didn't technically stop recording for the rest of the event, but I definitely didn't record as much as I had liked to. Playing the tournament itself was very, very intense. There was 8 rounds, and yeah, the day got away from me, honestly. So Thursday we were there and we played a ton of games. Like I went in there and I played probably close to 50, 80 games throughout the day, and then Saturday rolled around, or Friday rolled around, and we played test more. And then Saturday, as you guys see here, this is how it was starting. That was the event check-in, and we definitely played our 8 rounds. As you obviously know by now, if you haven't seen it, you've found found out who your top 8 worlds, reps are gonna be. Congratulations to them too. I only know Jordan Dank, Matthew Okimoto, and Hunter Nance. So super congrats to them and the rest of the crew. I'm sure you guys are gonna do us proud. Honestly, those guys are some great players. And Turbo wins. If I'm gonna leave the link to the events, to the videos, in the description below. There's going to be a lot of links in the description below, guys. Please make sure to check them all out if you guys want to get more coverage on the event, if you missed it, the live stream. But yeah, Friday was definitely crazy. Yeah, we didn't do so hot. None of the things we said happened. There was no giant fist fight. We didn't win. We weren't scumbags, actually, either. But yeah, so we all went 4-4. Actually, Andy ended up going 3-5. I was on the bubble until the very end, so I lost my first 3. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not even gonna front. And then I went 4 straight, and I had to win my last one to squeeze into top 31. And I ended up playing against Scions. He's actually from, I think he's from Orlando or Tampa, one of those. Jim Doolittle. Great game, man. He slapped me. He had all his answers. I'm gonna go over later in this video. I'm gonna go over my techs and my deck choices. I'll leave the deck in the description below. This isn't gonna be a full-on deck profile or anything like that. I didn't win, so obviously it's not that great. But honestly, for me personally, it was I don't want to say it was an eye-opener, but I didn't lose to anything crazy. There was a lot of crazy decks floating around. I think my deck just didn't draw out like had liked it to. All the playtesting I had done the night before, everything was working great. Maybe I just wasted all the good hands on the practice matches. But whatever, man, it happens. If someone has to lose, you know what I'm saying? I'm not upset about it. I had a great time. I met a lot of new people, friends, made new friends, hung out with all the old crew. I had the RVAs, Joker Bros, and the Turks. If you guys haven't checked out the Turks, I'll leave their link in the description as well. Man, Steven and Curtis, you guys had me in stitches the whole weekend, bro. So shout out to them. I did play some of the meta pushing guys too while we were practicing. I lost to Dan Win on round 1. I left Mog first turn. I wasn't sure he was on lightning, and I was just like, even if I did see his lightning. He dropped the backup, and I'm like, nah, he doesn't have Al Cid for sure since he opened Layla Viking. But sure enough, he opens Layla Viking, and Al Cid Ilua, and that was it. That was 3 attacks and then 4. It was a lot. So yeah, that was bad. My other matches, yeah, they just got worse. Was Mono Water, my round 2 Mono Water Monsters. We got a double loss. We went to time. It was a good game. I got Ozma special twice, so there's that. Game 3, Bradley, I believe it was. Super nice guy. He had literally everyone in the game, in the tournament sign one of his playmats. And yeah, I just didn't draw my answers. I'm gonna go over my deck choices in a bit, but anyway, yeah. So the event was mad fun. I lost to Scions in round 8. Didn't make top cut. And then that's it. We let the emotions settle in for a while, and it didn't feel any better, but whatever. The event was crazy. If you guys saw the stream, again, I'll have those in the description. Those games were intense, super fun. And then we had a bunch of side events that I hit up. I hit the draft, the seal, not the seal. Yeah, I hit up a draft, hit up the title format. I'm definitely gonna do a title format video for you guys later, which is gonna be fun. I'm hoping to get some title format duels for you actually. Now that I think about it, coming soon. So there's that. But overall, it was definitely a great event. I didn't get as much footage as I had liked, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I really wanted to have more interviews and stuff like that, but I don't know why my battery just kept dying, and I couldn't afford to not have it on, so I cut the videos back a little bit. But yeah, you guys saw here, you guys watching there, the prizes and stuff like that. And yeah, it was totally just a great event, tons of fun. Thanks to Andy and Alex. We traveled together, we came back together, we stayed together. It was super fun. And yeah, you guys should definitely go try to make it to one of these Crystal Cups. Ultimately, man, you're gonna meet a lot of great people, play a lot of great games, and a lot of free stuff. you know, all the side events, people, they were just handing out like promos and free events. Literally 8 people pods, single elimination, free, tons of prizes. You got packs, the boxes, and promos, dice, and stuff like that. I'm going to be giving out a bunch of those as soon as, probably in the next podcast, so check that out next week. And yeah, man, let's just talk about the deck removal and what happened to me. Now, these are going to be quick. I didn't want to go over too much because, you know, it's supposed to be a vlog, event recap, or whatever. But I did want to talk about some of the card choices I took. As you know, I took, well, as you have guessed, maybe, I took Mono Water. And I had been playtesting a lot of locals with a certain deck, and then and as good as I felt that was, doing all the playtesting on Thursday and Friday I realized that for a major event like this, there was gonna have to be some changes that needed to be made, and considering the decks that were out there, you know, Scions and Ice Water Vikings, Ice, Earth, Wind, etc. I needed to change certain things up. So what I ended up going with was, first of all, I ended up taking out the Theodore thing and adding back I took out Theodore, Beatrix, and Steiners, and I added back the Lena Knights combo. And the more I think about it later, it was probably the worst idea I did about the deck. So I added Lena Knights, but then I also added the Dancer, and so it's another 2-cost water forward that is a target for Lena, and it's just a tap, choose a forward your opponent controls. It loses all abilities until the end of the turn. And the reason behind this was because it's going to help with the Scion matchup and Scions and the silly turbo, any ice really that plays the Squall. So the real good thing about this is that it doesn't negate effects that are on summon or whatever like that, but it does negate passives, and it kind of makes them vanilla. So if you're staring down an Ida with 12k, you know, damage, you can essentially block and then negate her with Dancer, or have her negate preemptively before she attacks at all. So she'll go back to a 2k and deal like only 3, even if the Poppy's out to duel forward. And same thing with the Thaumaturges. They only get plus 4,000 because of how many cards you have in your hand. But if you remove that ability, they're just 1k forwards. Same thing with Squall. He doesn't have haste first strike or haste first strike or plus 3k. So while dealing with that, Dancer was really good for those things. Now, unfortunately, the 2 times I did see Dancer, it didn't really help much. She's also there to help with the forwards. Not forwards. For the monsters and 2 that become forwards, you kind of negate the fact that they become like 0 cost, I believe. But yeah, and so that's really good for that. The second thing I took was the Shadow Lord. Now, Shadow Lord is there against the Ice Viking matchup, and that was probably the one I thought I was going to have the most trouble with. I really didn't have myself concerned with the other stuff. And the reason I say this, especially the Ice, I guess Shadow Lord was for Ice and Ice Vikings, because I know people play the 1-cost now. They're playing the 1-cost Viking now, and, you know, Thaumaturge, Squalls, and all that stuff are all 2-costs. So I know it might feel like an oxymoron to play them, you know, Dancers and Shadow Lords at the same time, or at least the Lena Knight combo and the Shadow Lords, because that's how I felt towards the end of the night. But, you know, if you play it right, you'll be okay. And he helps out a lot with the Cagnasso plays. So what ends up happening is you could reduce a certain amount of forwards, and then if he's already out, everything that breaks can effectively kill the other stuff that's already been reduced. So even if you don't hit your Cagnasso mark on the 8s, and you just have enough to do reduce by 6, and you at least break one thing, it'll be a trickle effect where you'll deal 2k to one forward, and when that one dies, 2k to the next forward, etc., etc. You know, assuming he has a really wide board, Cagnasso Shadow Lord is actually a really good play, and I realized that going towards the end of I think Thursday or Friday or something like that. And then I did decide to play the new OPUS VI 3-cost Leviathan. The reason for that is because there's a lot of effects out there. So EX bursts, and this is kind of the different mentality that you have to go into when playing at locals and playing at major events. So Leviathan EX burst, as great as a card it is, you're kind of hoping to I feel that when you're keeping the EX burst version of it, you're kind of hoping to omit any like cheesiness or any last minute extra points of damage by bouncing stuff back. So when I added this Leviathan, the thought process, I want to thank Curtis for this one too, to helping me add it there. The thought process behind this was that there's going to be a lot more controlled. It's going to be a controlled, like, they're controlled decks. You know, it's going to be a lot more narrowed down than when you go play at locals. I don't know about you guys and your locals, because I'm sure everyone has different locals, but every time I go, there's a lot of variety. You know, there's you'll have knights, you'll have wind, you'll have everything. So you have to kind of take the choices that'll help throughout all those matches. But at major events like this, it's that range of decks that you're going to be fighting against is going to be a lot more narrow. And for me, the Star Sybil is going to be a problem, the Devout's going to be a problem, and even the Minfilia, that's not a special, I think that's just an S. The Minfilia from Scions, and all these little action abilities and stuff like that you can negate. It's why I decided to put this in there. I know there was a few summons that did damage, like Ramo and the Glacia, but those are the cards that concern you the most, right? So by adding this 3-cost Leviathan, I opened the deck as a whole to changing those matchups favorably to me. It was unfortunate that occasionally it got hit in the damage zone, and I wasn't able to play them or even do them. And I thought to myself throughout the day, would it have been better to have the EX burst? And realistically, it was not. I was never in a situation where if it had hit EX burst, I was either going to bounce something that they would have been able to just summon again and then get more value out of it, or remove something of mine that just left me more vulnerable to more attacks, and I didn't want that. So over and all, I'm confident. I was very confident with the tech choices that I made for this event. But going forward, especially at locals, I'm definitely going to take out the Lena Knight thing. I don't like it. I said it before in my other. I don't know if I've said it before, but if I haven't, I'm saying it again, or I'm saying it now. I don't like the Lena Knights anymore. It's too confining. Same thing like Layla Vikings. When you have two pieces that work together and you don't draw either of them or opposites of them, your deck isn't really doing much of anything, and I don't like that for me. So I'm gonna take that out, and then I'll probably go back to the 3-cost EX burst one for locals. I might keep Shadow Lord because he does do a lot of work. Again, like I was saying with the Cagnazo play, he might not be, and he does help against regular matchups too. Like I said, overall, everyone's gonna start playing 2-costs, or everyone has at least one or a few 2-costs, and as long as I'm not playing my Dancers and Knights anymore, I'll be safe from it too. But yeah, guys, that was it. Please check the description below. There's going to be tons of links for you guys. And I really appreciate all you guys who caught me, Vince and Azul. I appreciate you guys, your support, and everyone else that said they love the podcast and the content. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on a couple more videos. You'll always get one on Monday, but I'm gonna try to spit out a few more in between and stuff like that. Podcast should be coming out in a week or so. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time.